From education in Charleston County schools to the Charleston County Republican Party second annual Black History Banquet to if he will run for mayor of Charleston. I speak exclusively with businessman Maurice Washington for a special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And be sure to download the free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores. And listen to this interview later on iHeartRadio. Maurice Washington, it is so good to see you again.
It's always a pleasure, my friend.
Likewise.
Always a pleasure.
Yes.
Always. But you look great.
Oh, do you too?
As usual.
Thank you greatly.
All right. Still walking, still running?
Still running, absolutely.
Okay. Well, it shows.
Oh,
you look great.
Thank
I'm
you.
trying to keep up to you.
I see that.
Knees are hurting a little bit more,
Oh,
but I'm trying to keep up.
Keep up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you know, a lot of people are still keeping up with the second annual Black History Banquet, which was put on by the Charleston County Republican Party and the City Republican Party Association.
That's correct. Yeah.
When you look back at that event right now, what are the memories that still play in your mind?
The magic in the room. The gospel songs from Voices of Deliverance.
Yes.
And the way they engage the audience and, you know, bringing everyone to their feet, clapping and singing, putting aside partisan politics, differences,
Okay.
and focusing on a message of unity and celebrating the rich heritage and contributions African Americans made, not just to the Low Country or Charleston, but nationally and internationally as well.
You talk about the Charleston County Republican Party. As you know, there is an election about to take place for the next Charleston County Republican Party chairman.
Yes.
When you look at what's going on right now, what sticks out in your mind?
Well, we certainly will need a chairman that believe in the value of unity, inclusion, diversity, tolerance, acceptance. One who would continue to embrace the Black History Month celebration, because as you know, we just recognize local people from the community in a very nonpartisan way, folks who have given their life work, not just for them personally, but for the betterment of a broader community and things bigger than themselves. So all of those attributes will be important going forward.
Going forward.
Yeah.
You talk about going forward in the community. When you look around the city of Charleston right now, what do you see in your eyes?
I see a city that's still under transformation, and not everyone is able to keep up. I see displacement of longtime residents, not just of residents, but mom and pop businesses, you know, the stores that made Charleston special, owned by local citizens, local residents, being pushed out by the more chain-like businesses. I see churches having to sell, particularly Peninsula City, because their parishioners are being forced out of traditional neighborhoods. I see inner city schools that, in many respects, some being left behind and not keeping pace. But I also see a booming economy, one that brings with it a very low unemployment rate in Charleston City and Charleston County. But the wages are not the type of wages that would afford people to live in the peninsula, a peninsula city that they so enjoy.
I know you enjoy the city a lot.
I do.
And I'm going to say bluntly, I'm hearing that you're running for mayor of Charleston. Is that true?
You're hearing that? Well, we're certainly looking at it. If you keep up with the Post and Courier, they have all but, at least through some editorial writers, anointed and re-elected our current mayor already. So if that is to be believed, no one would step up as a challenger. But quite frankly, I don't follow that type of political pundency.
Okay.
I follow my heart. I follow the vision that I believe would be a good fit, and trusting that the voters will always make the right decision. So I have not ruled it out. I have ruled it more in than out, honestly. But we'll see what happens in the coming weeks.
Where's your heart now?
My heart now is good question, and you're a good interviewer. But my heart right now is my heart and passion and head is yes. But I'm not much of a realist. I'm an optimist.
Okay.
And when you come from a background such as I came from, that's all we had. We had hope and internal optimism. That's what our parents instilled in us, that you can rise above your current circumstances and be the best that you desire to be. So I'm an optimist, and my optimism drives my decision making. And there are some things I would like to see happen in this city that would be more inclusive and more reaching and more thoughtful. And I'm pretty darn focused about wanting to step in and try to make that difference at the end of the day.
You know, I've interviewed you, I don't know how many times for Quintin's Close-Up since I've started Quintin's Close-Up 7 years ago.
Yeah, we go back.
Go back.
Yeah.
My first interview with you was also outside on the porch.
Outside on the back porch, that's correct.
And I've known your background. You're an SC State grad. You're a businessman, an entrepreneur, a husband, a father. What is that background more that you want to tell people about?
Well, you know, I'm passionate about my community. I'm passionate about education, and I have a deep background in education, serving on, charter school boards, college board, cities and schools. We just got involved with the Shared Future Project, which is all about creating scenarios that we can present to a countywide audience about what we can do to improve public education for all kids, regardless of zip code. And it's very time consuming, but it's not just me. It's 29 other folks who have all come together to say, hey, look, let's start this community-wide conversation. Let's make a difference. Let's not place limitation on the education of our children, again, regardless of zip code. And let's embrace the fact that education is indeed everybody's business, and there's a role for all of us to play, regardless. Business people, clergy, in addition to teachers and everybody else, parents.
Right.
It's everybody's business. So I'm just a passionate, driven person that deeply cares about my fellow man and woman.
Where should this discussion about education go next?
I think it goes to that broader community, which is where Shared Future wants to take it.
Okay.
And actually are taking it. And but it has to also go into city halls, into council chambers, into neighborhood association groups. Obviously, it's already there at education facilities. It needs to go into churches. It needs to go into barbershops and beauty salons. It needs to go into every sector of our community. Nothing should be off limit. And if we do, we all win. The community, our children, our economy, our state, our county. We all win.
You talk about winning. If you were to be elected mayor or run for mayor,
Okay.
what issue do you want to win on? Is it flooding? Is it infrastructure? Is it affordable housing?
Yeah. You know, the city has many needs, and but I believe among the greatest of needs that a city should want to accomplish is playing its role in ensuring that that every child in every school within the city is of high quality and the environment is conducive to quality learning. Now, you could put that aside and you could focus on flooding, you could focus on affordable housing, you could focus on crime, you could focus on public safety. But when you really, really think about it, all of the above rests on what? The quality of the education of your citizenry. So it's just not education for that K-12 level.
Okay.
You know, it's the Head Start level. It's the education of lifetime learning for adults. The whole gamut, everything, every quality of life that we know of rests on the quality of our education system. Now, we have a school board, we have a superintendent of education, all that's true, okay? But as we focus on flooding, as we focus on infrastructure, as we focus on basic service, the true purpose of what? Municipal government, right? Let us be mindful that something else we have to focus on is ensuring that our young families, our young children are in fact living in a city that embraces the importance of education in partnership with the school district, school board, teachers, and other community leaders.
I know you touched on it just a tad bit, but what is the state of quality education right now in your mind?
We have pockets of huge success, but we don't have enough of those. It's not nearly where we want it to be.
Okay.
And I think fair-minded people are being truthful about that, and the results of test scores and all of that bear proof, right? So we have pockets of success, but we don't have nearly enough. So we still have a long ways to go, which goes back to the original statement, education simply being everybody's business. We all must engage it to make it work, and we must ensure that it works for every child, regardless of zip code.
Maurice Washington, thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate this.
Well, thank you so very much, Quintin. Always good seeing you.
Likewise.